Okay, so every data set is a row and every row is executed once, and total number of iterations is equal to number of rows. Every data is represented, okay, with a greater than symbol, column name, and greater than less than symbol in the steps. Every step will send the data as strings as a parameter into the Java step definition function. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm just writing what we discussed in a words. Okay. So every column, so every data is represented. So what is the difference between using a data table and directly sending the data is this greater than symbol. Okay, somebody asks, how do you differentiate between, are you sending a data directly or through a table? The only difference is if it's a table, then we put that as a part of column name, but we put greater than this symbol. This is important. You've taken this, that will think that you are sending a link in that. You are linking a text in that, but we are not sending a text. That's the reason why see this column is not active. So it is saying that I don't. It is not representing anything. So the link between the actual columns and the actual data is broken now. Same thing here also. See, broken. We put this, then it identifies. Oh yeah, it is active. Somewhere the data is going. So like that, you should be very very careful. Okay. So example, we put column also. That doesn't matter. Okay. COL. So that's fine. Okay. But however, you need to change it here. Okay. All green. So that's the reason why your Gherkin plugin, why I'm insisting on having a Gherkin plugin is this. So this is helping us to shape our everything. Behind the screens, Java is nothing. Only thing in Java that you need to understand is you need to only see what is supposed to do by reading this line and exactly doing that work. Implementation is not a big deal. If you know JUnit and WebDriver, you can simply do it. But the only thing is how you smartly manage your complete test cases and test data smartly so that it uses a less number of code and same steps but more combinations. Okay. Now let us take minerals test case. Okay. Scenario: user tries to contact the company, right? Make sense? Now tell me, given user is in home page, see this? I'm thinking that how I need to write, but the time it is already giving me a help. Your step is already there. So I don't need to write Java code. I don't need to write anything. You already done. Okay. Smart way of using the tools. Okay. However, when he enters data, definitely, okay, on contact us form, right?
No, sir, it will be on contact us field.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that also I can copy it. That's it. Okay. You are already there. And okay, so this first time I'm talking and. So I need to put a when here, right? Normally. when is not a condition, it's a step. Then is a condition, okay? When he enters data in contact as form, okay, like what is there? Name is Sandhya, okay? If you want to contact Banana Apps for some purpose, okay, because you need to develop a mobile app. Yes or no? You enter the data count for the name. Okay, form with name Sandhya and what else? Name and email. At the rate of gmail.com, and it's going big, but that's fine. What else? And subject is there?
Message.
No. If you go to next line, then your cucumber will not understand, right? Yeah, you can't go to next line. If you go next line, then it'll break.
And instead of when you write and it will
Yeah, I'll come there. Let me complete this line, okay? Subject. Yeah, okay, that's it, right? So, contact us. Name, email ID, subject, and message, right? Okay, subject. What is subject? Mobile app for my business. Okay, and message. Okay, I got £1,000.
10,000.
Okay,
More than
10,000. Yeah,
100,000.
that is a very good message for my company actually. Okay, we will do a mobile app for you. Okay, definitely. So that is a message. So now, however, these are the two test steps. The two test step. Normally you will have one step, but you have two, three test steps. I'm not verifying anything. Okay. So now what I will do when you have, it is just a reading purpose. I can still do like this only, but I can do like this. However, when I go into the implementation, there's nothing like and annotation. And annotation doesn't make any sense. Now if we go and implement that, it will still take as a when only. Okay, see this. Now it's a big thing, okay? How? What? Very sorry. I think it had come recently. I'm not using this actually. I think and is also there. But you can still use when and it works. It works. Even though it look like and, but it is actually when behind the screens. If you go there, you can see that it is when, right? So it doesn't matter actually. Okay. Now see this. All the data that I'm sending. What is the first data? Name, right? So it is coming as a argument 1111. So whenever I put in a double quote, it is converting as a regular expression and then coming as a string. So how many times I kept double quotes? 4 times. So I know that it is four times I'm sending a data. Okay, so that is all about because I know. Okay. Second one is that's it. Many here everybody will do. Okay, this is okay. I mean, yeah, locators and stuff. Okay. However, here the problem is.
we don't know what they will understand because
Yeah, the problem is I can use this for now. That's fine, but tomorrow somebody want to. Tomorrow there is a kind of. You have one more test case where we got contact us, right? The problem is they both look same, right? But to be honest, if I write the code here, what happens? Find element. Let me write it. Okay. Ah, super. See, I love my developers. Seriously, not the code quality, but the automation quality. Make IDs for everyone, everything. Okay. Send keys. So now I need to send name. That's it. Nothing, right? Driver dot find element dot email ID. Haha, see? Smooth, guys. In my Eurostar, if I ask, nobody will do it because they don't care about automation. I mean, they care, but they're like, okay, you can use XPath and all. Yeah, that sting is there. Okay. Okay, but never assume locators. You have to take through copy and paste only. Okay. Don't think it should be subject and you put a capital S and it will be small s, and you will be in trouble. Okay. So don't ever try to write locators. Only get it through browser. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and submit button, send. Okay. Now,
So what if someone doesn't fill up one of the boxes?
you have to test that, right? Okay, that's a negative test. Very good point. Very good point. Okay, let me come back. So, okay, let me come back. First of all, let me see what is the button for the about contact us. I got doubt. Okay,
It's a link, sir.
it's a link.
Message.
Why it's not?
The top one is link and the down one is like.
Why it's not enabled?
Once you enter the link, it will send.
Ah, banana apps. You are super.
Contact us and send us your anything.
So this is a different link. Yeah,
It is not a contact us.
Okay, so the same thing, right? Okay, both are same. Okay, now we got the same thing. So now, coming to your see, if you see my test case, see very carefully. I'm saying he enters the data, but I'm not saying he contacted us. I'm saying he's entering the data. I'm not 100% giving assurance here that the data is successfully submitted. Yes or no? Just saying entering the data and submitting. Okay, but I'm not saying 100% sure. Now here, then the message should be sent successfully, right? This is my positive test case. Now what happens, as Minal said, if I want to make it negative test case, just copy paste this. Okay. Yes. Now instead of having successful message, with message text. Yeah, whatever it is. So now what I will do is, example, if I'm not sending an email, putting an email, what happens? Hey, come on. I don't know why it's not coming up. Yeah. So now this is the message I will get, right? Right? Then what I'm not sending, I'm send. That's it. I'll not send anything here. I'll not change any single line of code, but the code is already written, right? So for successful, I'll create a step definition, whatever it is. Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Video click.
Sure.
Yes.
So the action will not be performed.
No, it will not be performed. There is no button.
Okay, let's see what happens. So here, can we use this step actually?
Giving separate tag.
Instead of writing 2 steps, I can use this for that, because this is all body, right? Okay, that is how the send successfully. Once it's successfully, what message should be displayed? You'll get a message.
Submit.
Success, something like that. Just assume that, okay? Right? Tell me.
That message that comes in a pop-up window, sir.
That is part of the body, right?
Yeah. How do you assert that?
That is not a pop-up. That is part of HTML only. That is not a real pop-up. That is a part of div. It comes. So it is not a pop-up. Pop-up have different code. I think she had written. So there is a different way to handle it. And last week I had shown you the actions and all these things. So we need to put actions, and actions dot asset element or something, asset alert, something is there. Just see the actions APIs, you will understand. Okay, but in this case, this is not a pop-up. It is a part of HTML only. Okay, so let me test this. This one, right? So this is a part of HTML. Yeah, this also is a part of your HTML, right? So that body thing that we use, that step, that will still work here. Okay, but however, we need to wait for a couple of seconds, I think. Okay, so because it is, yeah, okay. So what is this? Successfully, right? Yeah. Or you can still use this. Okay, that is positive. This is negative. And coming to Meenal's question, sir, what we will do for the negative test cases? Now instead of this, make it outline and make it examples, right? Then do the same thing. That is anyway. This is there. So now what I will do is name, email. Can I parameterize like this? And okay, that's it. See this? What is that? SUB, right? That's it. So now your negative test cases, if you don't want to send anything, don't put anything in as input. And now if you want to change, play around with your negative test cases, now see this, what happens? I don't put Sandhya and I put email.
Just try all the
And it will say,
This is so nice, sir. Honestly, it's just.
that's it. Your test cases are, no, 2 test cases are there. If you want more test cases, you can write it like blank subject, blank message,
Yes.
and you can put your other messages what you are expecting. That's it. Okay. However, the complexity comes when Meenal want to test the submit, not the contact us form, but the feedback form. Okay. So whether she want to test, sorry. Now what I have to do? This I need to remove it. Yes. Okay. But the problem now is the problem now is we have the problem here where your submit form, the code that we are seeing here, so this code is there, right? Normally in this case the locators are all okay, so that's the reason we're not having a problem. But if the submit button is different, then what happens? If the submit button is different, example in this case, but submit in some other case it is save, then what happens?
We can't run this under
This won't run. So that is the reason why we have to start using page object model, where it will be more simple. You can ask Mr. Hauser.
So you will define the page.
Huh?
Because locators.
You will not ask. What is your name? I thought you were calm and quiet, but you are not. I thought she's calm and look like calm and quiet. Huh? Okay. So now let us do one thing, because we are getting a problem of reusability here. Because example, I am in the same thing. I am in home page. I want to do a submit. However, I need to use the same code. Example, you know what happens now? I need to use two different step definitions doing the same thing. Okay, some other changes. But instead of here, I need to put save, right? That's the way we have to do it. But you can see that, example, tomorrow the locator of email is changed. How many places I need to change? 2 places. But if it is getting bigger and bigger, so we don't have a control over the locators, we don't have the control over which page what is happening. Okay, because you know now you keep on writing, what happens? You'll get lot of big set of code. The code will go forever and ever and ever. And finally, if you want to change your any locators, it will be a big problem. Second thing, if you want to do some changes, example, they had the same link. Okay, so what we did, we actually changed the text of this, all these things, right? So example, tomorrow they changed something like login. In the login, they had changed this locators. So now, if you are using Cucumber, what happens? You need to go 100 places. You don't know where to change the locator. Okay, and the one more thing, you are not reusing the code. This driver.find element code is there, right? So this code that you are using, you are 2 times you are using the same code. Okay, so there's a big problem right now with you is that you are not reusing the code. The reusability is not met. Okay, write down drawbacks of. So right now what are you calling is a linear Cucumber framework. Means right now you are putting all the code in the step definitions. That is a problem. Okay, so see, the concept is very simple. What I will do is, the first problem is your code is not reusable and locator changes are hard to maintain. Okay, 2 big problems we got. Code is not reusable and locator changes are hard to maintain. Okay, and what else? We can't use oops. Not oops. Did we ever use oops till now? No. Then why did Srikanth sir wasted a lot of time hitting your head about oops? Yeah, I know. He should have some reason, right? The reason is me who has actually given a course to him what to tell, what not to tell. Because whatever we learned in Java is not only for Java purpose. We are not a Java developers, fortunately. We are a testers. So we don't want to learn a lot of Java. We just need to learn Java, which is required for our testing. Okay. So now what happens is, first thing that we are using is we are using functions, parameters. We used the contain string functions, data type. We used till now, but we haven't used oops yet. Okay, overriding is also we can do in page object model, but that's advanced. But till now, oops, we haven't used. Okay, now keep everything in mind. The solution for everything is page object model. Okay, so this is what is this? What is page object model? Yes, it's a design pattern. Somebody asked, is it a framework? No, we are not using page object model as a framework. The framework that we use is Cucumber and page object model. Okay, so page object model is coming as a design pattern of our project. Then why you are breaking our head on Sunday evening about design patterns and all? Okay, there should be some reason, right? The reason is simple. It is a pattern to reduce complex code, okay, and segregate the whole project into pages and functions. The whole project, everything that we talk about right now will be pages and functions. Okay, so the simple thing is what page object model will do is it will reduce the complexity of our code. Okay, so you are thinking, why sir, why you are talking about complexity? We have just started like layman. We don't have any complexity. You don't have complexity if you are just automating 2 to 3 test cases. But if you are automating hundreds of test cases, then your stub definition file will become, how many lines of code? It is 60 lines, right? How many test scenarios we had written? Only 2, right? 2, 1 and 2. That's it, to be honest, because this is all reusable. Okay, so we had written maximum 4 scenarios. But if you see your homework, you got a lot of homework, right? To complete this homework, you should not go to home also. That much of work is there. See, a lot of work is there. See, these all scenarios you have to make it smart, and then you need to start automating it. They have given a hard time for you all. Okay, but still that is, somebody said yes. She written a good homework. Come on, guys, you have to appreciate her. Give her a big clap. So she did a lot of work. I can see the effort that she kept. See all these things. But all your effort will go into examples, and it will be more very easy for you next. Okay.
Sir, can you check your charger? It's 7%.
Very nice. Thanks. Okay. So now, yeah. Okay. So now you have to automate all these things. Think that you automate everything. Then how many lines of code your stub definition file will become? Okay, I'll show you an example. Okay, without these you people will not understand everything. You need to show a demo. Unfortunately, okay. Consumer mobile API. Okay, ground direction. Okay, see my repositories. There is one typical example I need to show. People will fall down. Okay, and got this folder structure. Okay, okay. So if you see, these are step definitions. Okay, interface iOS step definition Jenkins non-functional.com run test basic test APM base APM test, not this one. Okay, so what happens is, see this, see this. 1400 lines after using page object model. Okay, if I don't use page object model, think that how much lines of code it will become? 5000 minimum. Okay, so now if somebody asks you to change a line of code, then you will become crazy, zombies. Control F, Control F, Control F, that's it. Something will not work. Java is not our very good friend also. That itself will become a big problem. Okay. So now, yeah, all maintenance of those many scenarios is not very easy. Even though I use page object model, still I end up with having a lot of lines of code. Okay. So that's the reason why, to reduce the number of complexities. So what we do is we simply create objects, variables, and methods, all reusable. So we simply use objects, variables, and methods and make it everything reusable. Reusable means reusable. Reusable means reusable means absolutely reusable. Okay, very much reusable. To make it very reusable, what we do is we follow page object model. Okay, now you tell me, sir, what, sir, don't eat your brain. So what I will do simply is, instead of putting everything in Word, which you don't like, I'll put in Excel. Okay, a nice way to design your page objects. Now let us do an exercise. Okay, not physical exercise. Okay, let us do this. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now you all will, I will give a homework on based on this. So now we need to not run any line of code, but we have to do page object modeling. Okay, so we need to perform a task called loudly, man. I know it is too late. Okay, I know it is that, but that's fine. We need to do page object modeling. So what we have to do is, first of all, see this beautiful website, which is nothing but your application. Okay, see it, and first of all identify the number of screens or the number of HTML pages that is available in your application. Count. 1, home, categories, about us, contact us, post item is 1 page, yes, login, register, and FAQs, terms and conditions, post, this is already completed, categories, and in the categories, individual item. So this is 1 page, right? You are very lucky, you only have 5 to 6 pages. Example, you open a website called BBC. Okay, and unfortunately that is your homework. Okay, so you have to identify number of individual HTML pages in BBC. London Museum.
There was a crash in Indian National Museum.
I hope it is not a tag. It's
Detain to provide.
Would I actually
Command the restraint.
It's not a digest step item, that's fine. Don't worry. Okay. Now, yeah, so that is your homework anyway. But don't see the news, okay? You don't distract with the news. So now you got these pages. Now very simple, identify the number of pages and put it somewhere here. Okay, like this. So what are the pages available?
home, contact us,
Don't put the menu, okay? Logically think, okay?
categories,
Login. Contact us.
quick
Register.
Register and login are both comes under account. So let us put like account, okay?
FAQs. Terms and conditions.
What else? Item detail.
So this is BBC.
No. Oh, okay.
Post request.
Post item, right? So these are the how many pages? 9 pages. Okay. Now I only bold or only give green to the pages where your sanity tests are supposed to go and work. So in your sanity test pack, so example, let us create one more thing called sanity or smoke. Okay. So what are the test cases in smoke? One is link checking, right? Then login, register. What else? Post item, search item. What else are the part of sanity test? Tell me.
Contact
No, that is not a part of sanity. Post item, view item, right? You have to view an item, right? You can search and view the item, right? Navigate through category. Right? Now, these are your test cases, right? Set. That's it. Okay. You can see it, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, in your test cases, if you see all these things, now tell me what are the test cases or what are the pages that we don't care about in our scope.
Terms and conditions.
Do we care about them?
No.
Put a red mark.
contact
Contact us page. It is there as a part of link checking. We'll go to point us. So that is just need to there. Okay. Anything else? All are important, right?
terms and conditions.
I kept red mark. So now forgot about or delete them. Okay. Now tell me. So this is called a modeling of your page object. Now tell me in home page what are the different actions that you are performing or that you can. First of all, tell me what kind of locators are important in your home page as a part of your test cases. So first of all, search bar. What else? Button. Search button. What else? Links. So that I put as a links. Okay, I have 4 header links.
So
What?
these are elements, right?
What are the elements that you interact with? Yeah. And about us page, what are the elements that you interact with? The title, right? Categories, title, and any of the category, right? Link, right? Account, a lot of things. Email, name, password, we have text boxes. Okay, and what else?
Edit profile.
Button, page.
Yeah, submit button, contact us, same, right? No, but contact us only title is important. We don't need that thing, okay, because that's not a part of the smoke. Item detail, you need a title, you need image, you need phone number. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, description, yes. And post item, what are the elements that you normally required? Okay, delete this. If you don't clear, forget about it. Okay. Seriously. Okay, yeah. Descopy it. Okay, that's it. Don't get confused. Okay, now these are the elements that you interact with, right?
Yes.
So now these are your elements that you interact with. Now tell me what kind of actions that you will do in that particular home page as a part of your test cases.
We click in home button.
Okay.
Click.
No. Actions not from a Selenium point of view but a user point of view.
So you will search for an item.
Search.
You will
Navigate
register
to
your, details.
Yeah, navigate to links. Okay. Now go to login.
Yes.
Go to register. Right? That is a function. In that we use search bar and button. That's a different thing, but that is a function, right? I mean, that's an action. What else you can do as a part of home page in the scope of the testing? Tell me.
So browse different pages.
That is navigate to link, right? As kept. Anything else that you can do?
The tabs.
Huh?
Log out.
Navigate to category, right? Go to category. Yeah, logout is there.
Not on home page, sir.
Where is the logout?
Should be there.
So not on
After
login.
After login.
Yeah, after login.
Yeah, you have after login, then you can log out.
Yeah, logout is part of that. Then that logout button. See, that is where we miss the things. Okay, right? Yeah, we are gatekeepers. Yeah, Tushar, as per Tushar. Okay. Yeah. So logout. Anything else that you will do as a part of home page in that scope of test cases? No, right? In about us, check title. In category also we'll check title. In contact us check title. Yes. In this also we'll check title, right? Now tell me what else you'll do in about us? Nothing else. In categories, what you will do? Go to category, subcategory.
Item description.
Item description will not come here. It is in the item detail, right? Get item details or description, and get item.
Review.
Yeah. Get item open phone, reveal phone number. Then get phone number after revealing, right? What condition?
Use condition.
Get condition, right?
So why phone number and item detail?
So item detail page is nothing but this one, right? This is the item detail. The phone number is here.
We have location also.
But as a part of sanity test cases, are we checking location?
No.
That's it. Okay, we don't need. So that's the reason I'm telling you, we got a lot of things that we can do, but that is the reason why I had pasted it to scope our mind that whatever is required only we need to worry. Okay. in account, login, right?
Yeah.
Register, right? That's it. That's it. Now, okay. Now, let us put some magic word here. Okay.
So this is an Excel file.
Yes. What is the magic? Magic is create classes with this name, create web elements with these names, and create functions with this name. Okay. And now next 10 minutes it will be very easy. So this is my whole modeling. So now see what happens. I will not do anything, but I will simply go to Java. What is the first page? Now I am going to main. If you remember,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
till now everything is in test. Now we are no more test. We are main. We are going to main now because that is where we put our all page objects. Okay, so I'm creating one class for one HTML file. Okay, tell again. Tell again. Okay, the first thing. Second thing which I did, I am creating web elements for all interactable elements in the class. I'll show you. Okay, let me come. I think I'm talking too much before actually doing it. Okay, so let me complete this. Are you okay? Contact us. See, a class name should be start with capital. Okay, so that is the notation. Okay. Now in the home page, tell me what are the different elements that we worry about. See now what I will do. Web element. What is the locator? Search bar, right? Okay, let's put like this. Okay, when I will tell page factory to come. Okay, or for now use like this. But you like okay. Okay, I want to put web element, but okay. So give me 1 second. The thing is, there is something called. I'll tell you. Give me 1 second. I don't know how to break. Okay, there is some concept. Okay, just see this concept. Don't get confused. Okay, so now the way that I create is. Okay, so now the way that I'm creating the element is no more driver.find element, but way I'm creating the element is I'm taking the whole this one, right? This bar, right? So I'm taking the locator of this. So what I can use here, ID, right? So now what I'm doing is, see here, the new way to use your okay. So what it will do is, this is a concept from Page Factory. I was just thinking whether to tell or not. But anyway, you are not using the page objects yet till next class. But this is the way that I create the elements of that particular page. So I will no more use this. So what I will do, example. So what is my action? Example, I got action called search, right? So what I will do is I'll create this method to perform that search. Normally you used to do driver. So if I put okay, you can't do it because that will not come here. Okay, so example, if I put web driver for an example, normally what I will do, driver dot find element by dot some id tag, right? Yeah, something like this, right? And dot click, no dot send keys, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
But that culture is gone now. The culture is completely different, where instead of doing all these things, I'll do search bar dot send keys test. So what I'm doing here, instead of doing all this find drive blah 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 all these things, I can directly use my
We created web
Why?
elements.
Excellent. So this is good. That's why.
either you completely understood
No, I
or not
understood.
understand anything.
No, I understood, but it's really good rather than writing whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened is, now what I will do is make it more simple. Text. So what I will do is the text that you want to send, I'm turning as a parameter now. Okay. So now what happens is, see this beautiful method now. So now the search will search. What search will do? It will simply, the whole heavy lifting is gone. You don't need to worry about the locator. You don't need to worry about the text. Nothing. That's it. Okay. Now, if I go to my step definition example, I want to search for something. Is there any search? SCAR. Search option text box.